Do you want to live the best life possible? Have you ever stopped and wondered what you're living this life for? Are we caught up in an endless race to attain luxurious things, sometimes forgetting the true value of happiness? Take a moment, breathe deeply, and look back at the path you're walking. Sometimes, the secret to a happy life doesn't lie in what we strive to accumulate, but rather in what we courageously let go of. In today's noisy world, seeking true happiness becomes ever more challenging. Each day, we're entangled in a battle with ourselves, amidst endless desires and needs. But ask yourself, does accumulating more truly bring meaning to your life? Or does it only lead you into a whirlpool of anxiety and worry? Today, I invite you to embark on a meaningful journey with Stoic philosophy. A journey to understand your soul, where you'll learn to silently eliminate 10 unnecessary and harmful things from your life. This isn't just a lesson in material minimalism, but also an adventure deep into your inner self, where you'll find true peace, freedom, and joy. A life not chasing external glitter, but one perfected from within. Before we begin, I have a small challenge for you. Commit to watching the video until the end, and don't miss any of these lessons. Because just 1 out of 10 lessons can significantly change your life by removing unnecessary things and living a more fulfilling life. Number 1. Unnecessary goals. In modern society, success is often equated with accumulating more wealth, achieving higher status, and having a long list of accomplishments. However, Stoicism invites us to reconsider this perspective. Do these goals truly reflect your desires? Or are you simply accepting them from an external definition of success? Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher, reminds us, it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. This viewpoint challenges the definition of success based on one's conditions. Instead, it emphasizes personal development, virtue, and contributing to the common good, rather than seeking external praise. Eliminating unnecessary goals requires profound self-control to distinguish what is truly essential from what is not. This process is not about denying oneself joy or ambition, but aligning our efforts with core values. When our actions are guided by virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation, they lead us to a meaningful life. Clarity about these goals ensures that our energy is not scattered, but directed towards meaningful endeavors that enrich life for those around us. One of the profound benefits of eliminating unnecessary goals is freeing oneself from ceaseless desires, a characteristic of most people. Seneca observed and realized that true happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future. By focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and reactions, we find contentment in the present. This shift from achieving external accomplishments to cultivating internal virtue creates a sense of peace and satisfaction that is not easily disturbed by the ups and downs of fortune. The path to eliminating unnecessary goals begins with a simple question: what truly matters to me? The answer lies in quiet reflection. Setting boundaries, saying no to distractions, and saying yes to oneself are essential tasks. As you embark on this journey, you will discover that a rich life is not merely one filled with material abundance, but one filled with experiences, relationships, and work that align with your true essence. Number 2, the way we handle our relationships. Do you think that the more people you know and have relationships with, the better? But in reality, that's not always the case. There's a counterintuitive lesson in Lesson 2 that suggests you should be discerning and intentional about your relationships, and the benefits of doing so can significantly transform your life. The importance of eliminating unhealthy approaches in handling relationships plays a crucial role. It helps us foster genuine and sustainable connections. This starts with adjusting our expectations of others. We shouldn't expect others to perfectly understand and meet all our needs. Instead, we learn to accept their strengths and weaknesses, creating space for true bonding and profound understanding. Another crucial point is to eliminate dependence on others for happiness. Happiness should stem from within and through how we choose to react to the world around us. By cultivating emotional independence, we not only become freer in expressing ourselves, but also stronger in facing challenges. Consequently, relationships become stronger and more enduring. Practice eliminating pointless arguments and negativity. We should control our own reactions to difficult situations rather than letting negative emotions dictate conversations. Learning to approach each situation with calmness and attentiveness opens up space for empathy, understanding, and healthy conflict resolution. Finally, selectively managing our relationships not only helps us weed out unhealthy factors, but also encourages us to seek and develop deeper connections. Meaningful relationships are those where both parties feel valued, supported, and challenged to grow and become better. So, leave a comment below this video saying, "I practice handling my relationships," if you agree with our perspective. Number 3, conscious use of social media. We are living in the 21st century, where social media is booming and information spreads rapidly. Each of us becomes an artist, using strokes and colors to paint a vibrant picture of our lives. This is a space where every moment and every experience is shared to create a multicolored canvas reflecting the diversity of humanity. However, social media is also a stage for endless comparison games, where people often put their lives on a scale against others. This leads to a common phenomenon, a feeling of never being enough, a race with no finish line. However, to break free from this endless race, there's a lesson from Stoicism that we can apply: the value of using social media consciously. Transform it from a source of distraction and dissatisfaction into a positive and meaningful way of life. Imagine, instead of being trapped in the comparison trap, where every perfect picture on social media becomes an unrealistic standard for our own lives, we can choose a different path. For example, when you see a friend posting about their dream vacation, instead of feeling lacking or inadequate, use it as inspiration to plan for your own goals and aspirations, remembering that happiness is not something to be compared. Additionally, learn to eliminate unnecessary information to minimize distraction and fatigue. By selectively consuming content, we nourish our souls with positive and meaningful messages. It's like how we take care of our bodies with healthy food. Finally, Stoicism reminds us that time is the most valuable asset. Imagine a day where you're no longer wasting time unconsciously scrolling through screens, but instead dedicating it to reading books, learning a new skill, or spending precious time with family and friends. It's a shift from passive consumption to active creation, from living virtually to experiencing real life, from seeking external validation to finding inner contentment. Number 4. Dealing with those who cause you pain. We often find ourselves confronted by those who cause us pain. It may come from betrayal by close friends turning their backs, jealousy from colleagues, or even betrayal by family members. Philosophy, with its Stoic spirit and quest for inner peace, teaches us a valuable lesson in how to deal with this. Not through retaliation or holding on to resentment, but through understanding and controlling our own reactions. So the question is, how do we cope with those who cause us pain? Imagine one day you realize you've become the subject of not-so-positive discussions after a close friend shared your deepest secrets and personal information with others. The feeling of betrayal, hurt, and loss is hard to avoid. In this situation, applying Stoicism not only helps you manage emotions healthily, but also helps you find a wise way to address the issue. Firstly, take time to reflect on the situation. Instead of reacting immediately with emotion, ask yourself why that friend acted that way. Was it due to some misunderstanding or a deeper underlying reason? This helps you approach the issue more comprehensively. After reflection, the next step is to actively communicate with that friend. Express your feelings honestly, but without condemnation or blame. Sometimes, openness and willingness to listen can open the door to understanding and forgiveness. Whatever the outcome of the conversation, it's important to establish boundaries for the relationship. These boundaries not only protect you from similar betrayals in the future, but also help maintain a healthy relationship based on mutual respect and trust. Finally, learning to forgive your friend not only helps alleviate the mental burden for yourself, but also opens the door to reconciliation and progress. Forgiveness here doesn't mean forgetting everything, but accepting it as part of the past and not letting it affect your future. By handling the situation of close friends turning their backs with maturity and mindfulness, you not only maintain inner peace, but also develop the ability to face relationship challenges with strength and confidence. Like Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. In any circumstance, the key to overcoming and growing lies in controlling and developing your own mindset. When you start by building a solid foundation within your soul, nothing can shake you. We all experience moments of pain, and what we want to hear after this lesson is the story you've been through and how you've faced and overcome it. Share your story in the comments about how you've dealt with and resolved that situation. Because not only does it help those going through such events, but it also proves that you have successfully applied Stoic philosophy in your life. Number 5. Friendships and romantic relationships. Maintaining secrecy and privacy in relationships, whether it's friendship or love, becomes extremely important. According to Stoicism, this is not only an expression of mutual respect, but also a manifestation of self-respect. Intimacy and shared moments between two people should be considered sacred, not subject to outside judgment or misunderstanding. A healthy relationship, whether friendship or romantic, should be based on principles of sincerity and trust. In Stoic philosophy, controlling one's emotions and actions is an important virtue. This implies that we should not let temporary disturbances or minor misunderstandings harm the relationship. Issues should be addressed directly and privately, seeking understanding and forgiveness rather than seeking empathy from others through sharing unnecessary information. In relationships, living meaningfully and purposefully and avoiding superficiality means focusing on building and sustaining a quality connection rather than focusing on how it appears outwardly. True connection between two souls cannot be measured by words or images, but can only be felt through intimacy and deep understanding. Therefore, in nurturing relationships, we should focus on becoming the best friend, the best partner we can be, through personal growth and supporting the growth of the other person. This requires patience, self-awareness, and a continuous commitment to maintaining this connection meaningfully and sustainably. Finally, relationships, whether friendship or love, are a journey of personal development and mutual understanding. Stoicism teaches us that by maintaining privacy and mutual respect, we not only protect the relationship from negative influences from the outside, but also preserve inner peace and happiness. It is a valuable lesson for anyone seeking deep connection and meaning in life. We've completed half of the journey for today's lesson. Your presence is a great encouragement to us on the journey of bringing the true values of Stoic philosophy to more people. So, please like and share this video to spread these lessons to your loved ones and friends. Or leave a comment. I remove the unnecessary from my life, if you're ready for the journey with the next 5 lessons. Number 6. Stop constantly comparing yourself to others. We often seek a standard by which to evaluate ourselves. Many times, we fall into the trap of constantly comparing ourselves to others. However, Stoicism, with its profound philosophy, teaches us a valuable lesson. Happiness and contentment are not found in comparison, but rather in recognizing and appreciating our own worth. Consider the story of Anna, an artist who has a habit of regularly viewing artworks on social media. Each time she does so, she feels her creative energy slowly diminish, replaced instead by feelings of heaviness, self-doubt, and jealousy towards others' works. She begins to doubt her own abilities and feels she will never achieve success like others. However, I want to remind you that while you cannot control the talents or successes of others, you have complete control over how you perceive yourself and your personal goals. Instead of comparing, redirect your attention towards developing yourself, setting personal goals based on your own values and potential. In Anna's situation, Stoic philosophy offers a solution to live in the present and focus on self-development without comparing to others. Anna starts journaling about her creative process, emphasizing improving skills day by day rather than the final outcome. She gradually realizes that, when no longer consumed by comparison, she rediscovers joy in drawing and discovers her unique style. Instead of envy, Anna begins to feel grateful for the opportunity to learn from other artworks without letting them overshadow the value of her own work. She learns that every artist has their own journey, and comparison only detracts from the individual focus and value of the journey. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your own estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." This reminder helps us realize that comparison is not only futile, but also a self-imposed barrier that hinders our progress. Lastly, remember that every individual has a unique journey, and no two paths are exactly alike. Instead of viewing others' success as a measure of your own worth, see them as a source of inspiration to strive for and seek the best version of yourself. Number 7. Dealing with tension. Imagine a situation where you're on a crucial project at work and things aren't going according to plan. Colleagues aren't delivering tasks on time, and you feel your responsibility increasing each day. Stress begins to accumulate, and you find yourself becoming more irritable with those around you. Indeed, we all face stress in life. From work pressures to personal conflicts, it tests our patience and resilience. However, Stoicism, with its core principle of accepting what we cannot change and focusing on controlling our reactions, provides valuable guidance for dealing with stress. The first step to alleviating stress is to recognize and accept that not everything is within your control. You can't force someone to complete their tasks, but you can control how you react to the situation. Instead of allowing yourself to become angry and stressed, seek ways to calmly and logically address the issue. Have an open dialogue with your colleagues, propose solutions, or even seek support from management. An important part of dealing with stress is redirecting focus from what you can't control to what you can. In this case, you may not be able to control your colleagues' level of commitment, but you can control how you manage your time and react. Remember, the ultimate goal of Stoicism isn't to completely eliminate stress from your life. That's nearly impossible. The primary goal is for you to learn to face it effectively, keeping your mood unaffected by external circumstances and maintaining inner peace even in the midst of a storm. This approach not only helps you navigate through tough times, but also helps you become a stronger and more tranquil version of yourself. Number 8. Chasing after external validation. Many of us often seek acceptance and recognition from the outside world. Whether it's praise from colleagues, approval from family, or just a like on social media. This need can become an endless loop of dissatisfaction and stress. On the path of seeking approval from the outside, we often forget the true value of ourselves. When the gaze and judgment of others become the criteria for self-worth, confidence and joy in life diminish, while pressure and stress increase. This not only erodes our true essence, but also hinders personal development. Stoicism emphasizes seeking contentment from within. It begins with recognizing that a person's worth does not lie in what others think of them, but in what they truly are. The decisions they make, how they face difficulties, and their ability to maintain virtue and autonomy. To reduce the stress and dissatisfaction related to seeking external acceptance, start by establishing goals and values based on principles and personal beliefs. Identify what truly matters to you, not based on acceptance or recognition from others, but based on a deep understanding of yourself and a desire for self-improvement every day. Practice self-observation and self-reflection to recognize when you begin to depend on others' acceptance. Ask yourself if this is the best way to express yourself and if you are living honestly with your values. This self-awareness will lead to a more autonomous life, reducing dependence on others' opinions and enhancing inner joy and satisfaction. Remember, in Stoic philosophy, happiness and contentment do not come from being recognized by others, but from living a moral, purposeful, and autonomous life. When you stop pursuing external approval and start focusing on self-development, you will discover the true power of inner freedom and lasting happiness. So, leave a comment. Practice self-observation and reflection if you've learned the lesson of stopping the pursuit of external acceptance. Number 9. Letting go of unrealistic expectations. As parents, perhaps we have always wished for our children to excel, not only academically, but also in every extracurricular aspect. However, this pressure not only causes stress for them, but also creates a burden for ourselves. Nevertheless, Stoicism, which emphasizes self-reliance and personal development, invites us to pursue a different path. It encourages us to seek happiness and contentment not from external approval, but from self-acceptance and continuous self-improvement. We apply this not only to ourselves, but also to how we raise our children. By relinquishing unrealistic expectations, we not only discover what truly matters, the holistic development and happiness of our children, but also reduce unnecessary pressure on both sides. In fact, to free ourselves from the pressure of unrealistic expectations, we must begin by acknowledging and reassessing what truly matters to us. This requires a high degree of self-awareness and introspection. Am I pursuing this goal because it truly brings meaning and value to my life, or simply because I want to be recognized and acknowledged by others? As we shift our focus towards self-improvement and autonomy, we not only alleviate pressure from external expectations, but also open the path to genuine freedom and happiness. Stoicism also emphasizes living in the present and valuing the process over the outcome. When we learn to accept and appreciate the process of self-improvement, we begin to realize that happiness is not something waiting for us at the end of the road, but rather a part of the everyday journey. Before moving on to the final lesson of today's session, let's delve into Mike's story when he joined a cooking class and encountered a student with a very different approach to cooking. Initially, Mike felt somewhat unsettled by their choices and began forming judgments in his mind about their culinary skills and finesse. At times, he even wanted to express these negative thoughts to others in the class. However, Mike practiced a Stoic philosophy, and instead, he tried to understand the reasons behind their approach. In the process, Mike discovered that they came from a completely different culinary culture and were trying to integrate their traditional styles with modern techniques. Instead of judging, he decided to broaden his perspective and inquire about the origins and significance of the dishes they were preparing. Mike's awakening in thinking leads us to lesson number 10, where we often forget that our thoughts can impact and cultivate positive relationships with others. Number 10. Avoid sharing your judgments with others. Imagine a world where everyone acknowledges and accepts the diversity of perspectives and behaviors. This is not only a world free from reduced tensions, but also an environment where individuals are free to develop and express themselves without fear of criticism or judgment. Stoicism encourages us to refrain from judging others and instead focus on self-improvement. Rather than spending time and energy evaluating others, we can use them to study, learn, and develop ourselves. An important thing to remember is that everyone has the right to live in their own way and has their own values. Criticism not only denies this freedom, but also undermines solidarity and respect among individuals. Furthermore, when we learn not to share negative judgments, we are also protecting our own spirit. Instead of dwelling on dissatisfaction and worrying about others' weaknesses, we can focus on building tolerance and understanding for everyone, thereby reducing tension and creating a more peaceful and contented atmosphere. Finally, remember that true peace and happiness do not come from judging and criticizing others, but from accepting and respecting the diversity of people around us. Be a leader, not a critic. Take the time to build a community where everyone is welcomed and valued for their unique qualities and perspectives. If you've reached the end of this journey, congratulations. You've grasped useful advice to bid farewell to what you need to eliminate from your life and move towards a more progressive and promising life. Through 10 things you should quietly eliminate from your life, small changes can make a big impact on your quality of life. So, let's implement these changes together. and share this message with others by liking and sharing this video. Don't forget to leave a comment, "I'm ready," under this video so we know you're ready to move towards a more fulfilling life with more positivity and strength. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to not miss out on other useful videos. Thank you for watching, and let's build a better life together.